Okay, welcome to day 4 or a bonus lesson. This is keyboards and beyond. So let's look at the keyboards. Here I have some instructions on how to figure out a keyboard. Why do I want you to learn how to put a Greek keyboard on your computer or on your phone? Because if you don't learn to type in Greek, you're really going to be limited in your use of the language, because one thing that's very important when learning a language is to use real sources, right? You want to be able to look up words, you want to be able to look up things that interests you. Eventually you want to be able to text your friends in Greek, write emails, write a letter, who knows? So it's very important from the beginning, especially in the digital age, to be able to type in Greek. So take the time, however you want to do it. You can pause, look up on YouTube, find a walkthrough. Maybe you already know how to add keyboards to your computer, but make sure that your keyboard and your phone are set in Greek. If you need some help, I have some instructions here, both for the Mac and PC, and I'll include these in the lesson. So you don't need to find them in this video. You have them down there in a handout. So here's some instructions for the keyboard, but I'm showing them to you just because I want you to do it. You got to do it. It's very important. And then, how do I use this thing? What's that mean? There's a learning curve to typing in Greek. Some general rules will help. The first general rule is that, for the most part, if a Greek letter sounds like an English letter, it's going to be that letter. So, for example, tav, the one that looks like a T. If it looks like a T, you could try T. Hit the T, and you'll realize that T on the English keyboard is, in fact, tav. There's some exceptions, and a couple of just weird ones, like in English, we don't have a xi. We don't have a xi example or corresponding letter, so that becomes the English J. We don't have a psi, that becomes the English C. We don't have an omega, though you might assume that it would be the W. It's not. There's a V. I wrote here, it's mostly a matter of practice through trial and error, because it's true. I think it would be actually quite ineffective for me to sit and try to give you a lesson and have you type here on the keyboard. You need to just install it on your computer and start using it here and there as we use lessons, and eventually you're going to learn what keys go with what. If you want a better picture, I have this. This is not mine. This is from somebody who sells keyboard covers, and this will tell you basically what letter corresponds with what. For example, the J, like I said, is the xi, and they show the lowercase and the uppercase option. So this also will be included in a handout below. Maybe you want to print it for the first few days while you start typing in Greek. All right, now to the fun part. What we're going to do today, we're going to read through what's called the Alfavitario, the ABC book. This one was published in 1965. It's a classic. I read it long after I'd learned to read Greek, but I know many people started out with this book teaching them. So what do I want you to do today? What I want you to do is to just learn to practice, not quite passively, but comfortably. I'm going to read through this book. I'm not really going to stop. I'm not going to read fast. I'm going to read very slowly, at least as far as a Greek person might hear it. To the Greek ear, it's going to sound very slow, but I'm going to try to read clearly, and I just want you to listen to my voice and watch the words and try to follow along. That would be, let's say, round 1 of this. Round 2 is to then yourself start to try to pronounce and read along together with me. There's a few things I want to point out. One I didn't write down here. As you're listening, you might actually find your mouth is moving and your tongue is moving even when you're not making sounds. This is totally normal. Young kids, when they're learning language, do this all the time. If you're with a young kid who's just at that point where they're starting to say a few words, watch them, because they're going to be watching you. They will watch your lips, and sometimes you'll see their mouth slightly open and maybe their tongue moving and their lips and teeth kind of moving, because as they listen to speech, they also start physically to imitate it without even putting the vocal cords to work. They start to move their mouth in these shapes. They try to learn the shapes. That's something you will do as you're listening, so don't overthink it. But if you notice that your mouth is kind of open and you're kind of imitating the words, or your tongue is moving or something, that's actually a good thing. That's a good thing. It means you're listening carefully with the purpose of learning. So that's pointer 1. A second pointer is that when you do speak, when you do say these things out loud, you want to do it like a child. You want to be loud and proud. You don't want to be self-conscious. You want to have your P's be p. Big P's, you want your ah to be in a big ah, because first of all, Greeks themselves actually tend to speak with a bit more intensity in their voice than often English speakers do. For example, if I say, Melene Michali, my name is Michael, Melene Michali. If I want to sound Greeker saying that, all I have to do is turn up the volume. Melene Michali. I automatically sound Greeker because Greeks just tend to speak with a little more volume. Also, pure vowels. We talked about this earlier in a previous lesson. We want our ah. Our mouth doesn't move. We make the shape and we push the vowel through and it stays pure. There's no mixing in of other sounds. A, I, O, U. Pure. Consonants are harder. Their kappa isn't just kappa, it's k, appa, k, kappa. And then I put these in italics here. If you really want to focus on pronunciation, what you can do is you can listen as I read, and then you can record yourself saying it, and then you can listen back, because it's actually important. The way that we hear our voice, you probably know this, is a bit distorted from the way it actually sounds. So as we're learning a new language, new pronunciation, if we really want to pay attention from our pronunciation and start perfecting it from day one good way is to actually record ourselves as we're speaking this new language, making these new sounds, and listen back and see, do we match? To what extent do we match with the native, let's say, recording that we have? And then another thing, this is like super advanced tip, is melodies. So we talked about letters and what sounds they make. We talked about the accent and where the volume gets turned up on a word. But actually, every language is spoken with a melody. For example, compared to Greek, English speakers, specifically American English speakers, that's me, the melody in our voice when we're speaking English is a bit more monotone than a Greek speaker. There's a bit more up and down in the pitch of a Greek person's voice. So listen carefully, allow your mouth to move, and then at times pause and practice. Pause and practice reading with me, and if you want to get very advanced, record yourself, and when you listen back to the recording, don't just listen to, did I say the right vowel, but say, did my melody somehow match the voice? Again, the melody will be a bit contrived here, the melody of the voice, because I'm going to be reading this slowly. So let's open up this book. Okay, so here's the book, Alfavitario. We're going to see some nice old-fashioned pictures. Here's the Greek family that we're going to meet. You'll notice it's 105 pages. We won't read all of them. We'll look at a few just to practice, because hopefully this is just the beginning of your seeing the Greek language and starting to practice. So we have this family. Looks like they're going to church. And then here it looks like they're at a parade. Yep, this is a parade. Meros proto. Part 1. Iota, II. Omicron, OO, alpha, A. Ni, na, na. Lambda, la, ola. La, ola, la, lola. Lola, ella, Lola. Na, ena, nini. Ella, nini, ella. Ella, nini, nani. O. Ita. Eli. Na, Eli. Nini, na, Eli. Anna, Ella. Ella, Anna. Ella, Elli. Mila. Those are apples. Mila. Eli, na, ena, μήλο, λόλα, να, ένα, άλλο, άνα, να, μίλα. Mimi, here's the boy, Mimi. Μίλα, Mimi, έλα, Mimi, έλα, έλα, μίλα, μέλι. P, papi, way to say duck, papi. Papa, pp, papi, Mimi, papi, Anna, να, ένα, papi. Tav, topi, an old way to say ball. Topi, topi, Mimi, topi, topi, Eli, πέτα, Άννα, το τόπι. Άννα, πέτα, το τόπι. Anna, throw the ball. Kappa, kota, chicken. Ka, η κότα. Να, η κότα, Μίμη. Να, η καλή κότα. Έκανε ένα κοκό. Το έκανε, να το. Γάμα, γάλα, γάλα. That means milk. Να το γάλα, Μίμη. Άννα, Έλλη, ελάτε. Καλό γάλα, ελάτε. Πάμε, λένε όλα. Ya. Remember I said iota and alpha in Greek sometimes get pronounced almost as one sound. Instead of I-a, it's ya. And here we have a grandma. The Greek word for grandma is ya, grandmother. And here we have a cat. A cat in Greece does not say meow, but rather it says niao. Niao, niao, η γάτα. Niao, έκανε η γάτα. Λίγο γάλα, γιαγιά, και εμένα γάλα. Γάτα, γάτα is a cat. Νιάου, νιάου, η γάτα. Πιπί, το παπί. Τότε η γιαγιά έλεγε γάτα μη το παπί. Γάτα αγάπα το παπί. Χι, η χίνα, the goose. Χι, η χίνα. Τα χινάκια. Παπά, η πάπια. Πιπί, τα παπάκια. Γάτα μη τα χινάκια. Don't go for the little geese. Έλεγε η Άννα. Anna said. Ρο. Looks like a P, sounds like an R. Το νερό. Water. Νερό. Ρ. Το νερό. Νιάου νιάου. Η ρι. Πιπί. Το παπί. Χι. Η χίνα. Χίνα. Πάπια. Ρι. Ελάτε. Πίνετε νερό. Έλεγε η Άννα. Ωμέγα. Ορολόγι. Ορολόγι. Τικ τακ. Τικ τακ. Έκανε το ορολόγι. Μίμη το ορολόγι. Να το ορολόγι. 9 η ώρα, έλεγε η Άννα. Σίγμα, σιγά, softly. Μίμη, Άννα, σιωπή, silence. Ελάτε, σιγά, σιγά, come softly. Γιατί, σιγά, μητέρα, why softly, mother, ρώτησε η Άννα. Νάνι, μέσα το μωρό, έλεγε η μητέρα. Ο παπάς, the priest. Νάτος ο παπάς, ο καλός παπάς μας, έλεγε η μητέρα. Να σας αγιάσω, καλό μήνα, έλεγε ο παπάς. Ο Σωτήρης, a boy's name. Έλλη, Έλλη, έλα, πάμε ως το Σωτήρι. Σε παρακαλώ, πάμε, έλεγε η Άννα. Τότε η Έλλη ρωτά, γιατί να πάμε, τι να κάνουμε, Άννα? Ο Σωτήρης έλεγε, oh, here we have σίκα, figs, σίκα. Looks like Sotiri is selling figs. Σίκα, καλά σίκα, έχω σίκα μέλι. Έλα, πάρε, Άννα, πάρε και εσύ, Έλλη, πάρετε καλά σίκα. Δέμα. Δέτε ένα δέμα. Δέτε δέμα με δώρα. Έλεγαν όλα με γέλια. Ο πατέρας έλεγε, Μίμη, πάρε το δώρο. Άννα, πάρε και εσύ. Πάρε και εσύ, Έλλη. Let's skip ahead to some combinations. The rest of the letters. There's a lot to learn in this family. Here's the family. Οικογένεια. Here we have the combination omicroniota making the long E sound. Δέτε την οικογένεια. Look at the family. Έτοιμοι, all of those omicroniotas making a long E. Έτοιμοι όλοι να φάνε. Να ο πατέρας, the father. Η Λόλα, that's Lola. Ο Μίμης, Μίμης. Η Έλλη, η Άννα, η γιαγιά, the grandmother, και η μητέρα, and the mother. Τι μεγάλη οικογένεια. What a big family. Moving on, here's a good one. Alpha Y, remember alpha Y and epsilon Y. Make the Y becomes like a V or an F. So here we have children dancing. Τα παιδιά, the children, χορεύουν. Χορεύουν. Τα παιδιά χορεύουν. Χορεύουν στον πεύκο. Χορεύει και η ευτυχία. Πρώτη σέρνει το χορό. Όλα μαζί τραγουδούν. Everyone sings together. Χαίρεται ο πεύκος το βουνό. Και η ρεματιά τη λεύκα. Με το λευκό της το κορμί και τα ασημένια φύλλα. moving on now, this will probably be a good place to close. Mi and P together making a B sound. Ο Μίμης έχει μπαστούνι. Mimi has a cane. Έχει μεγάλο μπαστούνι. Πε κάνουν τα κορίτσια και τραγουδούν πάλι. Μες στο δάσος περπατώ. Τριγυρνώ και τραγουδώ. Λύκε, είσαι εδώ. Ο Μίμης λύνει τα μάτια. Κάνει μία τούμπα και λέει γρήγορα. Παίρνω, αλφα ιώτα making an sound, παίρνω το μπαστούνι και σας κυνηγώ. So there's some real Greek being read from a real Greek book. And if you could follow along, or even start to follow along, you're on your way to reading. We've learned everything. We've covered all the letters. We've covered all of the letter combinations. We learned about accents. We even put Greek on our keyboards. We've got it on our phone. We're now ready to get into the language. So from here, you can do whatever you want. I would suggest you don't let the language go. If you had enough interest to sit down and work through this little course and learn how to read the language, now it's time to learn how to speak it, how to write it, how to think in it, how to live in it, how to experience the world that's hiding there behind the Greek language. So thank you for your time with these lessons. And of course, we're always here at the Greek Academy to help you really learn the language and take the next steps. I would love to meet you and to get you involved in the community and for us to continue to learn Greek together.